Hey, what's up, everyone? How y'all doing today? Hopefully everybody's awesome. We're about ready to get this thing rolling here. Let me do a couple quick finishing touches. Get a couple of things out of my way. I need to move a few things. That goes over there. I got my mouse. Where's my little keyboard? I got to get that ready in case I need it. And now I think I just need to adjust the camera and get everybody's comments up on the screen. So let me hit pop out chat. Ba-bam. Now I can see you guys. Live chat. So I should be able to see all the comments. All right. Cool, cool. All right, there we go. Let me get the thingy dingy off of the screen and ba-bam. All right. I think we're pretty much ready to rock and roll now, so cool, cool. We got some old school gameplay while we do our question and answer. So if you got game questions, feel free to get them in. All right. Today I'm using some of the best headphones I've ever heard in my life, and they're only $35. I'm going to be doing a review on these on my little audio and tech channel in a couple of days. They're lacking the bass, so if you want a bass-heavy set of headphones, these are not it, but they're crystal clear and unbelievably detailed for 35 bucks. Blows me away. I do wish they had a little more bass, though, so I'm disappointed. I mean, you can hear the bass. It's just like somebody took the bass knob and turned it down. The bass is there. It hits the really deep notes and everything, but they just kind of turn the bass down a little bit too much, in my opinion. Mayor, what's up, buddy? Ab, how you doing today? Funny, hello. Separin, K-Fed, Portugal, Gravy, John. Nice to see you guys. Nathan Carr, JSK. What's better on the Ravena, Havocs, or Cryo weapons? That's an interesting question. Cryo weapons are really good right now. I would actually go with the cryos personally. There's probably some advantages to the sonic weapons over the cryos, but if you're playing at close range, if you're playing at nice close range, I think the cryos are going to be the way to go because they reload faster, they do nice amount of damage. They're just good weapons. They're a little bit harder to aim, especially if you're hitting a moving target, because you do have to lead ahead a decent amount. But I really, really like the cryos on the Ravena right now. Either one will work, but for me, the Sonics just have too long of a reload time at this moment. Fizzy, hello, hello, Gamer. Gamer WR. All right, so Gamer, the Ravena's been pretty meta for a long time. I think a lot of people are just starting to realize how good it is after the little buff it got, right? So we got that last update after the module rework, and the Ravena wasn't working properly, right? When you did your dash, it wasn't speeding up at all. I sent Pixonic a message, and the next day, the Ravena was doing it too in it when you use the ability. So they fixed it. And they fixed it good. It's doing great right now. So it was always really good. It's just a lot more fun and interesting to play now that the ability, now that it actually dashes and does something in the ability, it's so much more fun to play. And it can travel ground faster. So it went from, being almost meta to almost meta. If that makes any sense. Blue Dragon, what's up, buddy? Have I tried the Frederick damage cannons? Gravy, what are damage cannons, man? I have no idea what you mean by damage cannons. I'm guessing you're talking about the... What are those things called? The one turrets, but... I think I have. But I don't know for sure because I'm not sure what damage cannons are, but... If it's the turret I think you're talking of, yes, and it's very good. I can't remember the name of them. I'm having a brain fart here, but yeah. All right, what weapons? Brandon Eller wants to know, what weapons can I use on my Samjock? Any weapons will work on the Samjock, depending on how you want to play it. So... Basic weapons I would consider, like let's just say you need to build something out of the workshop. I mean, you can't go wrong with the nucleon quarker type of weapons. Atomizer nucleon quarkers, those are good. The blast shotguns are really good. I mean, the thing about the Samjock, right? The main thing about the Samjock is you're going to be in the ability a lot, and you're going to be letting its body shoot at stuff while you're phase shifting around the map. So... You don't even need weapons on the Samjock, to be honest with you. You should be able to beat the crap out of people with a Samjock with no weapons if you time the abilities correctly and play it well. I kind of find that I'm using my weapons only occasionally on the Samjock, so honestly, you could put anything you wanted on that. I mean, if you're trying to play it more of a long-distance robot, then of course you would want some longer-range weapons if you're trying to play it up close, which is how I normally do it, right? I normally sneak up on somebody, go into the ghost, sneak up behind them, come back out, shoot them a few times, go back into the ghost. So I would look for some sort of close-range weapons. I mean, cryo type of weapons will be good. You could work with some sort of shotguns, you know, like the Mace Hammer Cudgels or Ultimate Shotguns or something, but pretty much anything is going to work well on that. As long as they're weapons that are doing nice damage and you're playing it properly, it's not a huge deal. I mean, the more damage it does up close, the better off if you're playing it at close range, but it's just a really good robot. JSK wants to know, okay, so balance changes haven't actually happened yet, JSK. As far as I know, they haven't put any of the balance changes through. I don't think I played the game yesterday. I don't think I got to play yesterday. And I haven't played yet today. Normally I play later on the evenings or when I'm recording a video, but I don't know. One thing about balance changes is not all the balance changes will happen. So some of the proposed changes are not going to make it through. A lot of them will, but some of them will be different. So honestly, as far as what weapons are going to be good or bad after the balance changes, we have to wait and see till those actually go live to know for sure. All right. Elijah wants to know, what is my favorite Titan? I probably said your name wrong. I'm sorry, but... And we have Epic Cheeseball that wants to know my favorite robot. So my favorite Titan right now is... I really enjoy playing the Heimdall, right? I have a lot of fun with the Heimdall. It's one of my favorite Titans to play. I really like the Bedwar because it's fun to play. I mean... What else? Luchador is really fun to play as well. So I like those three Titans currently. So we all know the Mauler is about to get nerfed, right? The Mauler is about to get nerfed, so that may not be the craziest, most horrible thing to deal with. Once that gets nerfed, as long as it's not so hard to kill anymore, right? A lot of those older Titans are going to become very good again, but there is going to be a new Titan coming out, so I don't know how that's going to affect the game, but if you downgraded the Mauler right now, I would say Heimdall, Rook, Bedwar, Luchador, Indra, and Minos are all really good Titans at the moment. But I enjoy playing all of those a lot, and I even like the Nodens a lot if you're trying to play support. But I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite, but I really enjoy playing the Heimdall. Right now, the Mauler rips everything else to pieces, but once that Mauler with those stupid shotguns is out of the way, I'm going to go with the Heimdall being my favorite. Now, it's my favorite robot that's always changing because the game changes all the time. I would say Ultimate Fenrir is probably my current favorite robot just because it's really hard to kill, and I love robots that are tanky. It used to be the regular Fenrir, but unfortunately right now there's so many things that can do so much damage to the regular Fenrir, it's not feeling that tanky anymore like it used to. So, I don't know, they kind of... The regular Fenrir is still good, but it's kind of fallen out of my favorites list, unfortunately. Alright, Gravy said Wolfblood did the damage cannons. They got to be called something other than the damage cannons, right? Hold on, let me look on the game really quickly. I think I know which ones you're talking about. Are you talking about the pink Sonic ones? The pink Sonic ones? I mean, those things do a huge amount of damage. Unless they came out with something new that I'm having a brain fart about. I don't think they came out with a new one that I'm not familiar with, but I'm pretty sure you're talking about... Let's take a look. Let's take a look. The Sonic Bomb Cannons, or are you talking about something different? Yeah, I don't see anything named damage cannons here. We got laser blast cannons, sonic bomb cannons, we got gravity amplifiers, lockdown blast cannons. Yeah, there's no such thing as a damage cannon. So I'm still not 100% sure which one you're talking. I'm guessing you're talking about these. I mean, those do, look, 88,000 damage each, right? 88,000 damage per turret is crazy. That's almost like 120,000 damage right there, plus whatever the Mothership has on top of it, so pretty crazy. Or maybe he's talking about the damage and force system. Maybe that's what he meant. I can't remember what these do offhand, but 50%. All right, so yeah, this will do another 50% damage. So if you got the two that I got, if you got those two Sonic turrets plus this gives you another 50% damage. I mean, that's right here, this combination right here on the Beholder is a nasty combination of damage. Daniel Sykes, what's up, my man? Good to see ya. Faz says, by the way, what are the best free-to-play weapons for Indra? Free-to-play weapons for Indra. Oh my god. Free-to-play Titan weapons. I don't know if that exists, unfortunately. So what can you get that's good, that's free to play? None of the good weapons are something you can just buy with resources. Alright, so Gargantuas, they do a lot of healing but very little damage. Dazzlers do a little bit of damage and blind people. They're okay. Basilisk type of weapons, I hate them. I don't know why. I just hate them. I always have. I can't do with those weapons, so maybe it's just me, but I don't like them. Those weapons aren't that great. Those wouldn't work. I mean, you got the Groms. They're kind of crappy, but you can buy them. Right, you can buy those. Cataclysms, not really that great. Those, Vengeance, I don't really see anything that's the thing that sucks about Titan weapons is you're almost just better off using the ones that it comes with until you can get something better. Like Daniel Sykes says, there's a bunch of stuff in the key crate, so you might get some better weapons, but right now they're about to downgrade a lot of those. So the Maha Vajra and the Vajra, plus the Veyron and the Lavoras, those are the weapons after the rebalance that I think are actually going to be worth playing. Most of the Titan weapons are going to suck. So right now, Maha Vajra, Veyron, and Lavora are definitely the weapons you want for most things. Oh, the damage force. Yeah, whatever you got there, that's going to give you 50% more damage, Gravy. So that's if you got a mothership that's doing damage and you throw those on there, that's going to make it hit really, 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 really hard. I mean, that's a crazy amount of damage. Funny says, can I send some of the space to another account? The space? I don't know. All right. Yes, sir. Skills. Yes, sir. Skills says, Danny, why do you think they're nerfing the Pathos and Athos weapons? I'm not really sure. I guess there must be too many people running them. I mean, normally when they nerf stuff, it's because they're overrunning the battlefield. Personally, I don't know if those really need nerf that much, to tell you the truth. Oh, let me get that off the screen so you can get back to the old school gameplay. I mean, I can understand maybe taking a little bit of the damage away, but honestly, I don't think those really need nerfed, honestly. Immortal wants to know best DSC robots for... You know what? I couldn't even tell you what a DSC robot is. I have no idea. I would have to go on there and look at every single robot in the game to figure out which one was DSC, and that would probably take up like 10 minutes of the stream, and people would get bored and leave. But if you have any DSC robots, name them off, and I'll let you know if they're any good, because I'm not really sure. I don't pay much attention to factions. Alright, Epic has Shenlong with the brand new weapons. You know, I didn't have much luck with that. It just kept dying, but... I mean, I would think that would be great if you could keep people from killing you, but I had no luck with that setup whatsoever. Someone asked me to play that the other day on my live stream, and I would every time I would teleport behind somebody, man, I can't talk today. Every time I would teleport behind somebody, they would just turn around and kill me before I could kill them, so it didn't work very well. Kirill, what's up, buddy? Nice to see ya. If I miss anybody's comment, I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer questions, and the comments scroll down by, so... Dennis, how's your day going? Brandon Eller. Sahid. He says, motherships are so difficult to get. I would say the least important thing in the game is your mothership. I mean, most of the time, you're probably activating a mothership between 1 and 3 times per battle, so... If I didn't have a mothership attached, I wouldn't complain. They're nice, but... I'd much rather have a good pilot or a good drone or something than a mothership, so... Oh man, my comments just scrolled down. I lost my place completely. Akuz, what's up, man? Immortal, how you doing today? Gatcher says, I recently noticed no such thing as free-to-play. Free-to-play is very hard to do, but you can do it. I know a lot of guys who have nice accounts that are 100% free-to-play. I mean, you know, they're not going to be as good as somebody who's paying money, but those people enjoy playing the game with their free-to-play stuff. I mean, you just have to be realistic about it and realize that it's going to take a long time to build a really good free-to-play account. Now, if you're playing in a Champion League squad, yeah, you can't really take a good free-to-play hanger into a Champion League squad. But if you're playing solos or duos with a buddy, you're not going to be going up against those full squads all the time, and you can play a free-to-play account if you're a good player. You just got to have a lot of patience is the thing, like a lot of patience. Kusa, have a great day, buddy. He's heading back to work. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, Daniel Sykes said, I've been running Vengeance for a long time now. If you max them, they do okay at damage, except for against the Mauler. And nothing does good damage against the Mauler, so, you know, you're probably okay there. But yeah, I mean, Vengeance aren't great, but they come with your robots. They're better than nothing until you can get a really nice Titan weapon. Dennis says that should get a nerf, Tibana. Yeah, you know, Dennis, I have several times hit that mothership and it just killed somebody. It is a bit much, but the good news is, like I said, maybe 1 or 3 times a battle you get to hit the mothership, so. The bad news is if everybody on the enemy team had that, that would be a lot of mothership activations, I suppose. Alright, Portugal wants to know, would you go for the Indra or the Minos? I would go for the Indra. I mean, Minos is probably more fun to play, but I would say the Indra is a little bit better if you learn to time the abilities correctly. Alright, so Gravy, right? Unfortunately, we can't really ask Pixonic to do much about hackers. I mean, they're pretty much going to do what they're going to do. So they did add the anti-cheat onto Steam. They did add the anti-cheat on the Steam, right? And why we haven't seen the anti-cheat added to any of the other platforms yet, I have no idea. There's got to be some sort of reason why they haven't done it. I almost think there might be a problem with the anti-cheat on the mobile platforms or something, because it's been on Steam for a while, so there's got to be some sort of reason. I mean, they haven't really come out and told us anything about it, but it seems like they would have done it by now if there wasn't a reason for it. So I'm just taking a guess here, but unfortunately, they haven't got to adding it around to the Android yet for a reason that's unknown to me. I know it's something they're planning on doing, but I don't know when or why they haven't yet, unfortunately. I mean, if you kind of mention it, I haven't got any real good replies back as to why yet, so. Ernie says, do you recommend having multiple hangars? But Gravy, we all hate hackers. Ernie, not really. Multiple hangars has some advantages, and there's one major disadvantage, right? Let's just say one of your hangars doesn't, like, you got to have weapons and you got to have weapons and I guess just weapons now. Modules don't matter anymore. Let's say you go to sell one of your robots. Let's just say you have 5 hangars and you go to sell a robot. It'll be like, you can't sell this because you don't have weapons installed on all of your robots. So that means if you want to sell that, now you have to go into your hangar, find the robot that doesn't have weapons installed. Then you got to install the weapons on that robot in your empty hangar just to be able to get rid of something you don't want. So I find that multiple hangars is nothing but a hassle. It's not so bad now that you don't have to have modules installed on the robots, because it used to be both hangars or all 5 hangars would have to have full weapons and full modules, but personally, I'd rather just change things out. Now, the only time I can really see having 2 hangars is worth it, maybe you have one hangar set up for team deathmatch and you have another hangar set up for beacon games. If you're playing in a squad and your squad's constantly dropping different things, you don't have time to change stuff around. If you have 2 hangars, then you can just pick the appropriate one for the game mode. So if that's not a thing, if that's not a concern for you, then I would say no, because it's a big hassle having multiple hangars, in my opinion. But if you need to be able to drop a different hangar right now, depending on the game mode you're playing, then yes, you might want to think about getting a second hangar. But personally, I hate having 2 hangars. I actually asked them if they could remove the second hangar off of my account because I hate having it. Ooh, hiccups. Hiccups. Ugh. But yeah, I don't like having 2 hangars. Ottacal, what's up, man? He says, a free-to-play in Champion League, instead of focusing on whole hangars, just build one robot and then shift to other turn by turn. Then shift to other turn by turn and max out your Titan as soon as possible. I don't quite know what that means. Immortal, what's up, buddy? His message was retracted there. Ah, I think I see Mr. Roboto in the house. What's up, my man? Accuse. Avalon can be crucial. You know, they're nerfing the Avalon. They are nerfing the Avalon, so it might suck after this. Right now, the Avalon is awesome. It's the only mothership that actually makes a big difference, but they are nerfing it, so. Yes, I don't know if the Rook Shield can be instantly destroyed, but I think there's a bug with it where sometimes it doesn't repair when you hit the ability. I don't know if they've fixed that yet, but yeah, that sucks. Every time I play in the Rook, I mean, sometimes the shield works fine. Other times I hit the button to do the ability and the shield just never comes back. So I think there's a bug with it right now. All right, Meyer says Blitz is a DSC robot. It's probably not the greatest, right? Blitz probably isn't the best beacon grabber. I mean, it's a little squishy right now. If you activate the ability, it becomes semi-durable, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the greatest. But yeah, if somebody, if you told me which robots you had from DSC, I didn't see, but I missed the comment if you did type that out. ACDC. ACDC says, by the way, I don't use pay to win, just free to play only. Never used a single dime. I don't have ducks, etc. Just Skyro, Shinla, Raven, Lynx, Condor, and Indra. Man, that's not a bad hanger. For getting all that stuff for free, that is not a bad hanger. ACDC, how are your drones, buddy? R says, what is the best setup for Indra? Alright, let me show you how I've got my Indra set up. Now, weapons, we're not going to talk about the weapons here because, I don't know. That's going to be personal preference. There are several good sets of weapons. I would have said the flamethrowers, but those are being nerfed, so, you know, Mahavajras or the Veyrons are good, but I'll show you my pilot skills and I'll show you my specializations, right? So I got Armor Expert, Cautious Pilot, Defense Expert, Stubborn Warrior, Titan Slayer. You know what? This actually needs some work. I guess I never actually finished the pilot on this, and it plays just fine as it is. So this could definitely be better if I fix the pilot. I'm not sure why I never finished the pilot on this, but I'll have to look at that and do that later. But all those gold skills are pretty good, right? Those are good gold skills. Titan Slayer is good. Tough Guy is good. I don't even know. That doesn't even belong here. Weird setup, but bottom line is, durability skills, movement speed, and then damage skills are kind of how I would go for this. But even though this pilot's kind of a mess right now and it's not really set up perfect, it's still doing great. Now on specializations, you want to go with the Brawler because you're going to get a repair amp, which is awesome. And then you have a choice of an anti-control or a reactor. I like the self-fix reactor myself, but the repair amp is huge, right? That's huge amounts of healing and durability. So you kind of want this setup here. All right. What Titan do I recommend for free to play? So if you're looking for something that you can just buy with game resources, Nodens is great if you're just looking to play support and heal people. It's not a good fighter, right? Not a good fighter. I just did a bit. I really love playing the Nodens, but it takes the right person to play that kind of a robot, right? Minos is pretty good. I mean, there's not a lot you can really get here. So Luchador right now is going to be the #1 most recommended Titan that you can actually get with resources. And I think Heimdall is probably going to be my second choice. So I would say Luchador, Heimdall, Minos, and then Nodens is how I would look at those in that order, right? I'm not sure about Luchador, though, because the thing is, it's kind of on the radar to get a rebalance. Last big rebalance, this was on the list, and then they decided, okay, we're just going to leave it. We're not actually going to rebalance it. But that kind of makes me think there's a pretty good chance in the future we're going to see this on a rebalance list again. There's no guarantee. I mean, this may or may not happen, but I would not be surprised if eventually they nerf the Luchador. So right now I'm playing my Heimdall most of the time, but if you can get an Indra from like a super chest or something, Indra is really awesome. But right now I would say Luchador is #1, Heimdall #2, Minos #3, Nodens #4. Most of the other Titans you can just buy with resources. I don't really like them that much right now, so that's kind of how I would go for the Titans. Yeah, Sonic weapons or the Vajra weapons are the best ones we got right now that aren't going to be rebalanced. The problem is they've rebalanced the crap out of most of these Titan weapons, and the majority of them suck. Alright, the Titan flamethrowers are about to suck if they get rebalanced the way they're proposing. So I don't think those flamethrowers are going to be very good much longer. So Mahavajras or the Veyron Avoras are kind of how you want to go. Dennis says, I got the Duck, Sports Condor, Devourer as a free-to-play. Do you like the Devourer? I don't know why, but I hate it. Some people love that thing, but I can't get into it. Mardelli, hello, hello. Nice to see ya. Alpha Art, what's up, buddy? He says something about Danny... something Manny. Christos, what's going on, buddy? How's your day going? Gravy got 2 Condors, 1 Raptor, 2 Duxes, and the best weapons are Disciplines and Sonic weapons and Regulators. Yeah, the new Sonic weapons are about to get rebalanced, unfortunately. Alright, Immortal says DSC robots. Galahad, Butch, Doc, Carnage, Rhino, Lancelot, Fury, Riker, Bulwark, Harpy, Siren, Behemoth, Invader, Blitz, Nightingale, Shell, Mars. Crap. Invader would probably be the best one for getting beacons because it's somewhat tanky. And its ability can suppress people. There's not a lot on that list that would be good. Now, Nightingale, I don't know. I don't know about the Nightingale. I haven't played that for a while, but Invader would be my top choice. I mean, Blitz would probably be your next bet. Nightingale, I'm not sure. And the rest of them don't look like very good beacon grabbers, honestly. Immortal, thank you, buddy. Hey, Kent, how's your day going? Good to see you. Glad you're liking the broadcast, my man. Thanks for coming out. Yes, yeah, yes, sir, yes, they are. Yes, sir, yes. Yep, they're nerfing the Avalon, which really sucks. Good news is most of the motherships are equally good, except for the first couple that are kind of out of date, but most of the motherships are good, so as long as you got one of the newer-ish motherships, they all work, you know? They all work pretty well, except for, like, the first couple. Abraka, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see ya. Alright, players. ACDC says paralysis, whiteout, rest are free ones. Yeah, I think one of the hardest things to do is get a drone and level it up right now, which is kind of a bummer. Alpha Art, how's your day going? ACDC says Minos is good, Lucia is the best. Minos is really fun to play, but Mauler, the problem right now is Mauler destroys all the other Titans easily. Do I think they're going to nerf the Devourer? Dennis, I don't see why they would. I mean, they could, but I don't really think it's that great. To me, it doesn't. To me, it needs buffed. Like, I think they should buff the Devourer, honestly. So I don't know. Madeline, hey. Do I think Indra will be better than the Mauler after the nerf? I don't know if it's going to be better. So here's the thing, right? The Mauler is not going to be as hard to kill, but I think it's probably still going to be a good Titan. Is it actually going to be better than the Indra? I don't know. I do think that I can take a guess here, right? I can only take a guess here. I mean, I can guarantee you they are going to nerf the Mauler. I don't know if they're going to take away as many defense points as they're saying. You know, those changes could change. Whatever they got proposed on there may not be set in stone. So they can nerf it more or nerf it less. But I'm pretty sure the Indra will at least give it a really good run for its money after the rebalance. There's no guarantees, but I'm going to say it's going to be just as good, if not slightly better. But that's only taking a guess, because we will never know what that Mauler is actually going to be like until those changes go live and we get to try it on the live server. But I think Indra will probably be able to do pretty darn good against everything once the Mauler is out of the question. Venus wants to know. Venus has a very important question. She says, how are you doing? Venus, I'm doing good. How about yourself? Thank you for stopping by. Venus has a nice YouTube channel, very good player. If you guys aren't familiar with Venus, maybe check out her channel, guys. Alpha wants to know my age. That's top secret, man. If you guys knew how long I've been alive, you would get suspicious and maybe call Van Helsing on me or something, so I can't tell you. I'm not allowed to speak about how long I've been alive. When are we going to get a tour of your studio? I mean, it's a bedroom, right? There's nothing really nice to look at here. It's not a pretty studio to look at. Basically, so I got a room in this house. All I have is a room. Everything I own is jammed into this little, I don't know, 10-foot by 12-foot bedroom. So it's a mess. I got stuff setting all over the place because there's not room for it, you know? Like I got an audio tech review channel, right? So all these companies send me like stuff to review, like my bookcase. On the top of it, there's just microphones stacked up on top of the, microphones these companies have sent me stacked on top of the bookcase. There's stuff setting on top of the computer. I got a little shelf on top of the TV. There's just stuff everywhere. I mean, my room looks awful. You probably can't tell from what you guys see, but I've just got all this junk packed into a little teeny bedroom, so it's kind of rough. So it would not be a nice studio tour to look at. ACDC says, Danny, you on chair. Are you asking me if I'm sitting on a chair? What does that mean? Is that a typo, or are you asking me if I'm sitting in a chair? I'm a little confused. Most important says, can anything survive the regulators on the Ravager? I don't really think they're that... Oh, wait. Hold on a second. I'm having a brain fart. Which ones are the regulators? I'm going to tell you, I keep forgetting the names of some of these weapons. There's like 957 weapons in the game right now. I'm trying to... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Titan weapons. Yeah. No, not really. Very little. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm thinking you're talking about a Titan. All right. Ravager is not a Titan. I'm stupid. I'm a big dumb dummy. I apologize. No, there's not very much that can survive that. I mean, that kills almost everything. I mean, Ultimate Fenrir can survive that. Some of the Titans can survive that. Raptor can survive that sometimes, but if you don't have a last stand and that thing shoots you and you're not in one of the super durable robots, you're going down. You are going down. Edward says the Mauler after the rebalance could be the best free-to-play Titan. That's only if you can get it free-to-play. ACDC says, not only drones, new robot specializations. Yeah, I think specializations are going to be hard to get. The good news is, from what I'm saying, is it's only a few bucks to get specializations for a robot. So from what I'm calculating, somewhere between like $6 and $12 per robot, which isn't bad if you only get a robot every once in a while. Now, maxing out a drone is probably about $50 from what I can tell. So maxing out a drone is expensive. Maxing out a robot is semi-affordable, depending on how many robots you need to max out. Christo says, guys, if they nerf the Mauler, who's going to win ducks then? I don't know what you mean there. I mean, ducks and Mauler don't really have anything to do with each other. But they're nerfing the ducks as well, right? And ducks is going to get a nerf. The Mauler is getting a nerf. The Condor is getting a nerf. The Raptor is getting a nerf. About 500,000 different sets of weapons are about to get nerfed. Motherships are, some of the motherships are getting nerfed. There's a huge list of nerfs. It's going to be redonkulous. All right, it's just about, all right. Madeline says, thanks, I got another one. If you would build a meta hangar after the nerf, what would be the top 5 robots? That's the thing, right? I don't know what the Ducks is going to be like after the nerf. I don't know what the Condor is going to be like after the nerf. I mean, they're kind of buffing and nerfing the Condor. It still might be amazing, or it might just get shot out of the sky. We don't know. We don't know what the Raptor is going to be like after the nerf. I mean, at this point, we can only take guesses on those things that are being rebalanced. And there's always the possibility that maybe they'll decide not to rebalance some of those things. So, I don't know. I think the Raptor is still probably going to be good. I think the Condor is still probably going to be good. But right now, Devourer is going to be one of the top robots. The Samjock is going to be one of the top robots. So I can say those will definitely stay in the top. I'm guessing Raptor will still stay in my hangar because I really enjoy playing it. I mean, if they nerf it to the ground and it sucks, then I'm going to take it out. But I think the Raptor is still going to be good. I think the Condor is probably still going to be good. I don't know about the Ducks, though. I've got a feeling that they're going to nerf the Ducks to the point of no return, but I could be wrong. So I can only really guess right now. AC/DC, no, I actually lay down for my live streams. I got an autoimmune disease. It messes up my nerves and muscles really bad. So I can't stand up too long. I can't stay on my feet too long. I even have to lay down in a weird position. But if I sit in my chair too long, like my legs go numb and I get nerve pain everywhere and my muscles spasm all over the place. So I can't stay in my chair long enough to do a live stream. So I just lay down. Most important, wait a second. He says, did you know the T-Falcon can have 9.5 million hit points? Most important, are you a wizard? Because I have no idea how you might get 9.5 million hit points. I don't see how that's possible, but Venus says I'm on a spaceship. Epic Cheeseball says, Danny, you are my favorite Warbots YouTuber, and it would mean a lot if you commented on one of my videos. What are your videos about, my man? Are your videos about cheese balls? Cheese ball videos? Epic cheese balls? AC/DC says the new weapons can destroy the Ducks, but Ducks needs nerfs too. I mean, that's the thing. The new weapons can destroy the Ducks if it's not in that ability with the crazy healing. And if you can catch it out of the ability, it's a pain in the butt. Epic wants to know, is Raptor or Condor better? Raptor is a brawler. Condor is more like an attack robot, like a mid-range fighter. So they're both very different. I can't say one's better than the other because they both have different purposes and playing styles. But if you like brawling, the Raptor's better. If you like mid-range fighting better, then the Condor is probably better right now. More info. Hello, hello. How long have I been playing this game? Probably about 10 years now. I mean, the first couple of years I played this, it was just like, you know, I'd play 1 or 2 games a day. Then eventually I really got into the game after a while. So I would say the first few years I played it, I didn't have a lot of time for it. You know, I played a game here, a game there when I had a chance, but I was always really busy, had a million things to do, and didn't really have a huge amount of time to play War Robots. But eventually I really got into the game. But yeah, total about 10 years. Midnight, what's up, my man? Edward says, I like cheese balls. Me too. I think I get those ones called like UTZ, Utes or Oots or whatever. They make some good cheese balls. Oh, yeah. Gravy says, my whole hangar, including my Titans, getting nerfed. One of the reasons I think most people should build some older robots that are actually good is when nerfs happen. Let's just say some of your current robots get nerfed to the point where they're not really playable anymore. You always want to have like a Angler, Fenrir, an Invader, a Skyro, some of those things laying around. You want to get some of those older robots. That way, if you get some new meta stuff and they nerf it really bad, at least you can replace it with something that's old and still good. So what is Sneaky Sasquatch? I've never actually heard of Sneaky Sasquatch. All right. I'm probably going to say your name wrong, but Merton J. Kumar, he says, how do I get more damage? My damage won't go above 4 million. So there's a lot of things that go into how much damage you get. So, for example, when the battle ends on your stats, any healing you did turned into damage. So if you've got a lot of healing, if you got a lot of healing robots, that adds a lot of extra damage to your stats at the end of the game. Also, which weapons you're playing, what robots you're playing. Like if you got weapons that kill stuff really fast, that doesn't give the enemies a chance to heal up very much. So if you got some really hard-hitting weapons that kill stuff fast, you'll often end up with a lot of kills but low damage. If you don't have a lot of healing, you might get low damage. So it's all about how much you shoot people, how often you shoot people, the level of your weapons, the level of the enemies, right? If you're shooting a bunch of squishy robots that don't have a lot of hit points, that's not going to give you much damage. If you're shooting the crap out of Titans and Raptors and Ultimate Fenrirs and robots that have a huge amount of hit points, plus you're doing a lot of healing and you got hard-hitting weapons, that's where you get all the damage, right? And a lot of people's damage come from their Titans. I mean, there's a lot of variables into the amount of damage you're getting, but I mean, I don't get huge damage on every game. I mean, there's games where I've gotten 25, 28 million damage. There's games where I've gotten 2 or 3 million damage. I mean, even like, 2 days ago I was playing the game and I kept getting these 2, 3 million damage games. Every once in a while I'd get a 10 million damage or a 15 million damage game in there, but there's just a lot of variables, right? Now, if it's one of those games where your team wins the game in 2 or 3 minutes, you're not going to get a lot of damage, You get a game that goes on for 10 minutes, that gives you more opportunity to get more damage going. But all those things kind of add up. So get durable robots, get good weapons, and then shoot other durable robots and Titans, basically. Now, if you got something that heals like crazy, like the Raptor, that thing heals itself. If you got the healing drones or healing weapons on your robots, all that stuff gives you a lot of damage when it all adds up together. More Info Live says, hey guys. Oh, I already answered that one. Mayor says, if they nerf the bagless area to the ground, I'll quit playing. I don't know. I don't play that one. I'm not coordinated enough to work his ability. His ability is confusing to me, but unfortunately, that's one thing about this game is they're always rebalancing things, right? Sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. It just really depends. Daniel Sykes says they need to work on getting rid of hackers. Yeah. Epic Cheeseball says, I eat cheese balls. Most Important says, what is your longest waiting time for a battle search? Well, I mean, there was one day where the game glitched out or something, and I think I waited like over 20 minutes and it didn't find a battle. I mean, most of the time it's, you know, 1, 2, 3 minutes at the most, but unless there's a game error or something, but normally it goes pretty quick. Every once in a while, there's been some sort of weird thing going on where it took forever to get into a game, but most of the time it's like less than a minute, 2 minutes at the most. Now, if you're playing the push mode, there's not as many people playing that for some reason, so that one can take sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes to get into a game, which sucks, but Akuz is sad about the unstable conduit nerf. Dagon is a nightmare in lower leagues, and UC was the only good counter for it. Akuz, are they removing the shield breaker? Did you hear something about that? I'm not really sure what you're referring to. Now, one thing about unstable conduit is that module was designed to change. That's why it's called unstable, because it's supposed to, or at least it was originally supposed to change constantly. So I would never expect that to stay the same. It used to be when it first came out, every single update, it would do something new. And then they kind of left it alone for a while. So I guess they're going to go back to changing it if that's the case. I actually didn't hear them say anything about that, but I haven't looked at the game news for a couple of days. But honestly, I can't play my Hades right now because of unstable conduit. I can't play my Erebus because of unstable conduit. I can't play pretty much anything that relies on that shield to stay alive. So I'm hoping if they remove the... I mean, yeah, Dagon's a little bit of a pain, but maybe they'll nerf the shield on the Dagon. But there's so many robots I want to play right now, but you can't because of that stupid shield breaker everywhere. I think I'd rather deal with the Dagon. I want to play my Hades again, right? That's one of my favorite robots in the entire world, and every time I drop in, somebody hits unstable conduit, and I'm dead. So, yeah. I don't know. It sucks. Alright, Dragon says, my average damage is around 1.5 million. You know, I remember back in the day, even in Champion League, I mean, getting much over 1 million damage was amazing. But, you know, average damage of 1.5 million, I mean, depends on what league you're in and how high level your stuff is and all that, but it's not about damage. The game's not about damage. The game's about winning and losing, right? If you drop into a beacon game, damage and kills are not the goal. The goal is to get the beacons and win the game. Having high damage is just a bonus. Alright, so you're trying to put weapons on a Harpy. So Raz doors are a good choice, except for the fact that they do have an extremely long reload time. All right, let me tell you what I would probably run on mine right now. So let's look through all the weapons. So I think atomizers are a decent choice. You can get them from the workshop. Those are great free-to-play weapons. I think the pulsar with a magnetar is okay. Not magnetar, pulsar with a hold on a second, I'm having a brain fart. He's got a heavy and 2 mediums, so a pulsar with any decent heavy weapon. Gosh darn it. But what you want, in my opinion, is a set of weapons with a good 500 or 600 meter range. Now, if you're comfortable playing it up close, you can use weapons with a 350 meter range, but it's a lot harder. But if you like playing it up close, the mace type of weapons are okay. Wouldn't be my first choice, but they work. Regulators, all right. You could do regulators with your favorite heavy weapon. That would be crazy good. The Greller and Heller, I mean, those are probably getting nerfed, but those would be excellent after the rebalance. I'm not sure if that's still going to be the case. The discipline style weapons are pretty cool on there. I really like the Pathos, but those are probably going to get nerfed. That's the problem. There's a lot of things on the rebalance and buff list. Ultimate Ions are really cool on there. What else do I like on there right now? I think the hazards are a good choice. They shoot a little bit slow, but they hit really hard. Cryos can be an okay choice. Don't love them on there, but they're good. That's the thing, though. I mean, honestly, I would probably, right now, without knowing how things are going to be after the nerfs and buffs, I would probably go with the Atomizer and Nucleon right now, to tell you the truth, because that's a safe bet. They're good. They're not going to get rebalanced anytime soon, and they're effective weapons if played correctly. They're not the best in the game, but they're good and they're safe. They're safer than most weapons. I mean, anything could be rebalanced at any time, but I don't see those getting rebalanced anytime soon. But I would say right now the best thing you can probably have is like the Growler and Howler, but there's a pretty good chance those are definitely going to be nerfed. So how much are they going to be nerfed is the thing. The healing weapons are also amazing on there, but they're being nerfed, unfortunately. Ab wants to know what's the best way to get a lot of honor points. All right, so bottom line is there's a million things that will give you honor points. Now, when a battle ends, you can actually click on the little honor point icon, and it drops down a list of everything that gives you honor points. So getting a beacon gives you honor points. Getting a kill gives you honor points. Dropping a Titan, getting kill streaks, healing yourself, healing your teammates. There's a huge list of things that give you honor points. I mean, you would really need to look at the list. I think you can only view it after a battle, though. So when the battle ends, just click on the little honor points thing, and it will show you the entire list of every single thing that gives you honor points. And then you'll kind of understand how it works. But I would say, damage kills, kill streaks, and beacons are going to be some of the best ways to get a lot of them. Tycoon, how's it going? Hope you're doing good today. What's the strongest bot that's free to play? Strongest as in what way, I guess. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do with it. You got bots that are hard to kill. You got bots that can do a lot of damage. That's a hard one to answer because there's a lot of different robots with different play styles. Different bots are good for different things. So strongest at what would probably be the question there. Madeline says, you're running ducks and a mauler in free-for-all, you can easily get 15 million damage. That is true. Raptor, Ducks, Mauler, Ravager. Any of those in the free-for-all? Well, maybe the Ravager is doing... Actually, you know what? Ducks and Ravager do damage so quickly. I would say if you have a Mauler... If you have a Mauler and you have a Raptor, that's a really easy way to get huge damage. Just from all the healing they do. Plus, then the damage they do on top of it. But one thing like the Ducks can do so much damage and the Ravager can do damage so quickly, it doesn't give people a chance to heal. So you might get a little less hit points when you're playing something that does that much damage that quickly. Alright, Nasser wants to know free-to-play weapons for the Luchador. There's really no good free-to-play weapons, man. So here's the deal. Play the weapons that you have until you can get something like the Maha Vajra or the Veyron and Avoras. Alright, after the newest round of nerfs that go through, I think the Maha Vajra and the Avoras are about the only good weapons we're going to have for those. James, I think the Scotty was on the buff list, so that may or may not make it good, so we can keep our fingers crossed on that one. I'm pretty sure they were on the buff list, so there's a possibility that they still might be or we might be like, hey, these are actually pretty nice now. So yeah, I think those are on the list of rebalances. Swat, you're welcome, buddy. All right, so when is the silver free workshop coming? Sahid, I don't know, buddy. They are planning on reworking the work. They're planning on doing a workshop rework. They're going to make so you can build stuff in there and it's not going to cost your silver. I think they're going to be adding a bunch of new robots and weapons and stuff to it as well when they do that. I don't exactly know how it's going to work, but it's actually supposed to be something that benefits the players and doesn't use up their resources. So it sounds like that might be a really nice rework, but I don't know when that's going to go through, honestly. Some things I've noticed, they'll announce something, they'll talk about it a little bit, and it kind of gets released whenever they have it perfected. It seems to take the developers a really long time to get something added into the game. They try and get everything working right, and hopefully there won't be any problems with it. Then once they're finally sure everything is good with it, then they release it into the game. So I'm not 100% sure how far along they are on getting that working, but that's definitely something I think most of us are looking forward to. Midnight says, congratulations, Daniel Sykes. Yeah, Midnight, that guy came back that keeps making new accounts, so he was typing all kinds of terrible stuff into the chat. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I think we need a couple of moderators to deal with this. That guy, he'll probably be back again. Watch, I bet. I'm actually surprised. I've been waiting to see if he was going to show up today. I honestly don't like having moderators for a few different reasons, but I guess sometimes you need one, right? But that guy was typing, he was typing the N-word into the chat and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, it was pretty bad. So I was like, you know, if I'm in the middle of a game and I don't catch it, I need somebody else to be there to ban him when he makes another account. But I've banned like 5 or 6 of this guy's accounts now. He just keeps making new ones. So, yeah. Crazy. I mean, Daniel Sykes comes to pretty much every live stream for the last, I don't even know how long. So I was like, oh. He was the first person I saw that was here that I was like, you know, I think he would be a good choice to deal with the turd sandwich that's causing problems. Hey, Quantum, how you doing today? He says, nostalgia is real. Yeah, you know, I got a bunch of my old live streams from back in the day. So for the question and answer, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and download a couple of my old live streams and put those up. Because, I don't know, that's kind of fun, I guess. Dragon says, I hope every single robot can be produced there. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, but there might be a lot more that can be produced. I mean, you're not going to get the brand new robots in there, right? You're never going to get like the brand new robots, but there's still a lot of robots that have been out for a couple of years that aren't in the workshop. So hopefully they're going to add some of those into there. I mean, there's a lot of weapons and robots that probably should have been added into the workshop a long time ago that haven't. So I think it's actually going to, I think we're going to see a lot of new stuff in there. I can't guarantee it, but from going by what I did here, we're probably going to see a lot of robots and weapons added to the workshop, but we're definitely not going to get all of them. All right, so is Muller going to be trash after the nerf? We don't know for sure. I think it's probably still going to be a good robot, but I don't think it's going to be unkillable. I think you're going to be able to kill it now, so I think it's still going to be good, but it's not going to be some overpowered, horrible thing that you can't take out. All we can do is take guesses, though. Sahid says, Silver Free Workshop will be useful, but they must not make us wait forever for robots and weapons. Yeah, I have no idea what the build times are going to be like or anything. I mean, right now it takes about 3 weeks to build a robot or a weapon if you have all 6 slots open. And then you can actually watch advertisements if you're on one of the platforms that allows advertisements and speed that up. So it's not too bad. It's not too terribly long to build 5 robots, but when you need like 4 or 5 weapons to go with each robot, that's a lot of items you have to build. It takes forever to build a full hangar in the workshop. So I know what you're saying there. Yeah, some people don't know how to behave in public, Daniel Sykes. I agree with you very much. I mean, if people didn't behave poorly or cause problems, they wouldn't get banned. And then when they do, they get all upset and they don't understand it. It's like, well, you know, if you can't behave properly, if your behavior is poor, you can guarantee you're going to get banned. All you got to do is just be cool and act like a decent human and you won't get banned from stuff. You know what I mean? You start causing problems or spamming or who knows what, then or typing the N-word into the chat, then yeah, you're going to get banned. You can't act, you know, some people don't understand that they can't act like animals and they think, "Oh, I should be able to do whatever I want." It's like, yeah, I mean, I got a ban button. It takes like 2 seconds to press the ban button. And you know what I mean? Crazy people. Is Mars worth upgrading? Not right now. Not in Champion League. Mars gets killed right through the shield constantly with all the people running the unstable conduit and the raptors running around with the shield breakers. Those are the 2 main things that kill off the Mars, so that may change. If they are nerfing the unstable conduit and nerfing the raptor, Mars might be playable again. I mean, I still don't think it's going to be good, but it might be playable if there's not as much shield breaker, but I still don't think it's really going to be something I would recommend. It's not something I would ever want to have in my hangar all the time in Champion League, but it's something that I would love to play occasionally if there weren't so many people killing it through the shield. But right now, I don't think it's really going to be a great choice. Edward, yeah, Samjock and Ravager are going to be the big dogs. Those are going to be the ones that, man, this phone has had it. Wow. This is the second time I've been listening to my live stream. I always put it on really low just so I can barely hear it in the background, just to make sure the stream is going. This phone is burning hot, and it just died already. So I think this phone has I think this poor phone has meant its maker. This is my Red Magic 6 phone. I've had it for, I'm gonna guess, 3 or 4 years. I think I bought this brand new for about $400. Can't remember. It's a gaming phone. It's got little triggers on the top if you're playing shooter games and stuff. Really cool phone. It's got a built-in fan inside and everything to keep it cool, but that fan's not keeping it cool. It's burning hot. So unfortunately, I did just buy another phone recently. I got a OnePlus Nord, the latest one, for $200. I mean, it's nowhere near as nice as this, but it plays War Robots just fine. I mean, yeah, the OnePlus Nord's a decent budget phone. It's the first budget phone I've ever seen that's not crap. It's actually got a 600 Snapdragon, 600 something Snapdragon in it. I mean, you really want like an 800 Snapdragon, but the 6 and 700 series are good too. 800's like the best, but I'll tell you what, the Nord, OnePlus Nord, I'm trying to remember the name of the new one. It's like an N30 or N60 or something. It's great for a budget phone. Great for a budget phone. It's not quite as snappy as a flagship phone, but it's the next best thing. I'm actually surprised at how good it is, except for the camera is a piece of crap on the Nord. The camera is awful. Every photo I take, if I don't hold this phone completely still for like 30 seconds, the photo comes out blurry. So it's a terrible camera. Great everything else on the OnePlus Nords. Did the fainters get above midnight? I think they're going to. I'm pretty sure those were on the list to be rebalanced. I think they were giving them, if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this because my memory is stupid. Maybe it's me who's stupid. I don't know. But I believe they're getting a longer clip and more damage. You'd have to go find the list to double check, but I think they are buffing those, which I'm looking forward to because those are cool weapons. I hope they were on the list. Like I said, don't quote me on that, but pretty sure. Most important, says Danny, there should be a chest with ultimates for like 6,000 keys. You know, ultimate is supposed to be, so ultimate robots and weapons are something that they originally said, hey, we don't want too many people to have these. We want this to be like a really exclusive thing. So I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to see that. I'm actually surprised they started putting the ultimate data pads in the leaderboards because they're not as exclusive as they originally planned, but the whole point of ultimates was we only want a few people to have them. We want them to be really hard to get, yada, yada, yada. So yeah, I don't think they're ever going to put the ultimates in there like that, but that would be cool. They have made them much easier to get, but yeah, unfortunately, I think my Red Magic 6 phone is just about had it. Probably needs a new battery. Gravy says, get a PC, join the master race. Whether or not you have a PC, you still need a phone though, right? What's up, John? How are you doing today? John says, we are all on this planet together. Nowhere else to go. Have to get along. Sir, I'm going to get on my rocket ship and fly away. I can go anywhere I want because, well, wait, never mind. I'm not supposed to tell you guys about this. Forget you heard that, okay? Pretend you didn't hear what I just said. Solid Snake says, imagine all the unsubscribing I gotta do because this game is crap now. Oh man. Well, I guess I guess a lot. I don't know how many channels you subscribe to, but I guess Solid no longer likes the war robots. What's up, Echo? How you doing today? James says the more RAM your device has, the better. Yeah, that definitely helps, but your processor helps a big amount as well. You know, I think about 8 gigs of RAM and a good processor is really what you're after. I mean, you can have like 34 gigs of RAM or 64 on a phone. I think once you go above 8 or 16 is like really the most you need on a phone. Like I can actually, like even on like my gaming phone there, I can kind of see how much RAM it's using, and it's usually between 4 and 6 gigs playing a game. So you don't really need more than 8 gigs of RAM on a phone, in my opinion. But you do want to make sure, you really want to have like a 800 series Snapdragon processor if possible. The processor probably makes the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? My God, I'm having another brain fart, guys. My brain is like, I'm telling you, it's bad sometimes. It's bad sometimes. Anyways, whatever. All right. What's up, Das? He says, hey, fam, Frontiers is launching officially on March 4th. Ah, March 4th. Cool. That's coming right up, actually. That's like a month from now. Do you know if it's going to be out on the PC and Xbox by then? That would be pretty sweet. All right, so War Robots Frontiers is about to come out, it looks like. That's awesome. Solid Snake says, Dux is too indestructible and lazy. It's not indestructible. It's what I would consider to be a horrible crap sandwich of a thing that dies really easy if you can catch it out of the ability or when it's not in stealth. That's the problem. The darn thing is always in stealth or a phase shift or some horrible thing. It dies very, very easily if you can get it. But the problem is, if you're not running like a seeker drone or something, you have very few chances to shoot that piece of crap. And then it's a nightmare. But it's a squishy nightmare that somehow you can never shoot at because it's always unshootable. Oh, man. It's a pain for sure. Pain. Funny says, what is this game? Yeah, it's War Robots. Funny. We are playing, well, this is like old school War Robots from, I don't know, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. This is old school gameplay. James says, yeah, right about that, Danny. Snapdragon processor. Yep, Snapdragons are awesome. Every phone I've ever owned with the 800 series Snapdragon has been amazing. Every phone I've ever owned that had something else was either just okay or pretty terrible, so. Venus says, lockdown stealth. Yeah, pretty much. I wish they would do away with some of those negative effects or, stuff like lockdown sucks, stealth sucks, phase shift sucks. I mean, I get if like a specific robot has it for the ability, but I don't know. There's too many things that go into stealth constantly. It drives me nuts. I mean, there's always a Lynx running around going into the stealth. The Dux is always in the stealth. The Ravager is always in stealth. There's like 900 things on the map that you just can't shoot unless you have anti-stealth. It's a pain in the butt. It's a giant pain in the butt. Funny, what do you mean by the mod? I don't know what you mean by mod. Edward says, Dux goes into stealth, then phase shift, then activates ability, rinse and repeat. Yeah, that's the problem with it. That's the issue with it. I guess if you're running a seeker drone, the Dux isn't that bad. If you notice, a lot of Dux run the seeker, that way they can kill the other Dux. Arox, what's up, my man? How are you doing today? Funny says, don't dig up memories. You don't like memories? Oh, man, that's a bummer. Ab says, I didn't win the Samjock giveaway. I think there's still like 2 or 3 of those that I've reserved for live streams, so. Midnight says, he means you, Danny, I think. Who's he? Who means me? I'm confused. I don't know what you were referring to. I'm confused, sir. There's too much going on to know which thing you were talking about. Ab says, Samjock will be the next Boggy. Daniel Sykes says, at funny, this gameplay is from many years ago. Smiley says, the targeting system is constantly switching due to stealth. Yes, anything, yeah, I mean, if you're targeting something and that goes into stealth, you're definitely going to lose target on it. So even if you're locked onto something, yeah, you can't target it in stealth, so... We all complain about the targeting system malfunctioning, and then when you have stealth, that's even worse because that just makes it malfunction even more when there's that many things going into stealth. But Ab, yeah, it's not easy to win giveaways, right? They only give us so many of those things to give out, so it is not easy to win the giveaways. That's for sure. Yeah, I still got a couple left for giveaways on the live stream. I saved a couple. I'm not sure how many I have left. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4. All right, James says Samjock is meh. You don't like it? I think Samjock's really fun to play. Pretty soon, though, when there's a lot of them on the battlefield, I think we're all going to hate it. It's gonna be just as bad as the ducks or the mauler. I think we're all gonna hate that robot when they're everywhere. When enough people have those, you're not gonna be able to shoot anything. There's just gonna be a bunch of robot bodies on the field and phase shifted robots flying around that you can't shoot. I guarantee you it's gonna get out of hand with the Samjock. I think it's going to be extremely out of hand really soon, to tell you the truth. Smiley says, I miss the good old days of brawling it out. Yeah, back in the day, back when this game first started, I just remember everybody was running Punishers and Punisher T's and Thunders, and it would take a while to kill each other, right? It was like a battle, man. Everybody is like using cover and playing more tactically, and it took a while to kill a robot. The game was very different. I mean, right now, it's just like you shoot somebody once and they blow up almost instantly. There's way too much firepower. Weapons are doing way too much damage for the amount of hit points that these robots have. One thing I always loved about robots is it used to be a little bit slower paced. Now it's like, now the damage is fast paced. I mean, sometimes you spawn in and somebody blows your robot up from halfway across the map as it's dropping in. And before its feet even touch the ground, you either lose all your health or half of your health. Or, I mean, sometimes it's just ridiculous. All right, so Dragon, are you sure you were actually locked onto the target? There's like a button you have to push to lock on. So once you're targeted on somebody, you can push the lock on button. And there's only 2 ways for that to unlock, right? Either you turn to the side far enough that you lose target. I mean, your targeting system can only target somebody at so much of an angle. So if you're locked onto somebody and you turn to the left too far, it'll lose lock on because it can no longer target that person. Or if they die or they go into stealth or something like that, then you can't target them anymore. But as long as something like that happens, I don't think I've ever had the targeting system go off of somebody when I was actually locked on. I can remember maybe like once that happened, which was probably a glitch, but I don't... Dragon, is it possible somebody hit you with like what's that? What's that? The taunt? Maybe you got taunted by a bedware or something that makes so you can't lock onto anything. That's another possibility. I don't think there's a mothership that causes that, is there? Not that I remember. I mean, there's a few reasons that may have happened, but generally that shouldn't happen. Six magnums. So, Meyer, the magnums actually suck. Even 6 magnums is terrible. Maybe we can play it on a stream or something, but I don't know. I was really excited to try 6 magnums on the Dagon. I thought it was going to be great. I put it on there and I was like, oh my god, this isn't doing any damage. So it was really bad. But yeah, maybe we can play that on a stream. That'd be fun to try it again. Solid Snake says, I can't unsubscribe from you. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Ab says they should add 20% hit points to all robots. Not even hit points, right? Hit points don't mean much if you don't have the defense points. Right now, I would rather get something that adds a bunch of defense points so I take less damage. I mean, 20% hit points on a robot that's already got good defense points would be great. But a robot that has no or little defense points, that 20% buff, I'm not really sure how much that would do for them. I mean, it would probably do something, but I don't know. I think what they really need to do is just reduce the amount of damage some of these weapons are doing, honestly. Alright, so here's the deal, guys and gals. Our stream time is just about over for the day. Our stream time is about over. I gotta get up, I gotta do things, then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for tomorrow's video and then record the game footage and stuff, so I need to get to that. But before we go, I guess we'll give out, how about we give out one of the Mogwin weapons? Let's give out a Mogwin. Let's do a giveaway. Let me get this set up really quick here. Let me go to Nightbot. So what we're going to do is I'll give you some instructions here if you want to get entered. So I'm going to get this giveaway ready. And you're just going to have to type something into the chat. And that will enter you. Now, if you type it in more than once, the little bot will disqualify you. So make sure you don't type this into chat more than one time or you will be disqualified. So I'm getting this set up right now. Let me make sure this is all reset. Reset all entries. Okay, it's good to go. So all you got to do is type in 1, 2, 3, 4 in the chat and that will get you entered in the giveaway. Today we're just going to give out one item. Okay, we'll just give out one. On Thursday and Sunday, or Thursday and Saturday, we'll give out a couple more items during the stream. So it usually takes a minute to do all this. So yeah, it's a little time consuming to do the giveaways. I usually like to give you guys a couple minutes to get your entries in and that stuff, but I got a million things I got to get done today still, so we'll do this one right now. Then I'm going to have some lunch, do a couple things real quick, record some game footage, and then I got about a million other things. Like maybe not a million. Maybe I'm exaggerating when I say a million, but it feels like a million. Feels like a million things. But yeah, this is for one of the new Mogwin weapons, guys and girls. I think it's a medium, Ab. I think the Mogwin's a medium. Let me look really quick. Pretty sure that's medium, right? Mogwin, where you at? We're about to find out. I always forget what's the medium, the heavy, and the lights now that we have so many weapons. I think we probably have like, yeah, Mogwin's a medium. I think we probably have like 300 or 400 different weapons in the game, and my memory's terrible, so I'm always like, which one was the heavy? Which one was the light? which one was the this? I'm like, I don't remember anything. Which is kind of a bummer, but, you know, it kind of is what it is, I suppose. But all right, so we're going to give you guys another minute here. Then we're going to hit the pick a winner button, and the little bot will choose one of y'all for a winner. So, yeah. Is War Robot still worth spending money on? I guess that's really personal preference, right? I mean, it really depends on what you buy, I guess. I mean, some things are worth spending money on, some might not be. I mean, hobbies cost money, right? Entertainment costs money, so there's nothing wrong with spending a few bucks here and there. Now, personally, I mean, some people will drop thousands of dollars onto a game. I don't know how they can do that. I can see spending a few $100 a year on a game personally. I don't know how people can spend thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on games, but some people do. So, I mean, it's really all about what you can afford, how much money you can spend, and is it worth it to you? So, I mean, I'm never really going to say, hey, go out and buy stuff. I mean, it's all up to you, right? I mean, there's definitely pluses and minuses. I mean, if you buy something and it gets rebalanced, that sucks. If you spend money getting old items that are good, old weapons that are good, I mean, it just really depends on what you're buying and how much it costs you to get it, whether it's worth it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You just have to know if you're trying to buy something new, there's a pretty good chance at some point it's going to get rebalanced and downgraded. So that's the bummer with spending money on, you know, certain games that rebalance things. But you might spend, you know, $100 to get something and use it for hours a day for months. So, I mean, honestly, if you think about it that way, it might have been worth the money. Let's just say you get a brand new robot. You spend $100, you got the robot, you played it for the next 6 months, and you played it for 2-3 hours a day. I mean, that's hours and hours and hours and hours for that $100 or whatever. So, I guess it really just depends on how much you used it, how much it cost, and all that good stuff. Smiley says, I think I spent less on my RC habit. RC habits can be quite expensive. When I was flying RC helicopters, one of the reasons I got out of that was just the fact that it was just every extra cent I had seemed to go into that hobby, and I was like always broke. And I'm like, man, I was always like, oh, a new set of servos came out, I got to get those. Back in the day, man, that was an fun but expensive hobby. But pretty much anything can be expensive. Now, when I used to play Lords Mobile, there were $11,000 heroes and $250,000 equipment sets. Not kidding. And some of these players would have 2 or 3 of those equipment sets that cost over $250,000 to get. And some of them would have multiple of the $11,000 heroes. That was crazy. Eventually, I quit playing that game when it got to the point that the free-to-play player could not stand up to the paid players. Used to be what we would do is we would build all these troops and we would send them to a neighboring castle. And then like the enemy would come in, they would scout your castle, and then we would try and bring all of our troops back home while they were reading the scout report, hoping that they didn't see the troops return to our castle. And then they would attack us free-to-play players, and we would just kill so many of their troops because they thought we only had like 200,000 troops when we had a couple million. And that was great. But eventually it got to the point where those crazy equipment sets got so strong, we would do that and they would destroy us. And at that point, that's when I quit. Like when I was no longer able to take an attack from a paid player, even with like 10 million troops at my castle, I was like, all right, I'm done. Because they could only send something like 250,000 troops to attack the 10 million at my castle, and they would still kick my ass, right? Their 250,000 troops would destroy my 10 million or whatever it was. And it used to be my my troops would just eat their troops when they attacked me. It was fun. It was like trapping the paid players. But eventually the equipment sets got so strong, it didn't work anymore. So that's when I quit. But that game was super fun until it got to the point where the free players had no chance of defending and against an attack. So it was a ridiculous game. Midnight says something about $100,000. That's a lot of money. All right. Is that how much you spent on war robots? All right, guys. I am going to go ahead and choose the winner here. So we're going to go ahead and pick our winner. Where is the thingy dingy? Man, hold on. All right. I'm going to count down from 10, and then I'm going to go ahead and choose the winner. So if you win, I just need your player ID and your 6-digit in-game player ID and your platform. So here we go. Here we go. We got 36 entries, so less than normal today. Less people come to the question and answer stream, I guess. But anyways, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are about to pick the winner right about now. So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bam! Kron Alexander appears to have somehow became the winner. Somehow Kron has won the game. Okay. Well, all right. I don't know if that player ID is going to work, but I guess we're gonna do it. Copy. All right, my man. Congrats on that. As soon as I end the stream, I'm gonna go ahead and send you the items there. Let me also take a screenshot of that just in case, because I didn't put it on the list yet. I guess I can't. Hold on a second. How do I do this? There we go. There, I took a screenshot of your ID just in case I mess it up. I just copied and pasted it, and when the stream ends, I'll just go ahead and send it. But what is a PC player giveaway, Gravy? I don't know what that is. Kazoo says, watch the stream schedule. So, so normally I live stream on... Hold on a second. All right, so normally I would live stream on Tuesdays for a question and answer. And then Thursdays and Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern time, I normally do gameplay streams. But guys and girls, I got to get going. Unfortunately, I got about 1 million things I got to get done, and I got to record video for tomorrow's game footage. If you didn't see my hover video, check that out. That was fun to play that little guy again. Not a good robot, but super fun to play the hover. I was actually surprised how well it did. I don't know if I was up against like a squishy raptor, but I think I almost killed that raptor. I'm guessing he might have been a little under-leveled, but I was like, wow, I almost got that raptor. If that other guy wouldn't have shot me, I think I would have killed him, honestly. But that was fun to play that thing. Super fun. Hovers, I hope they buff the hover someday because that's one of the coolest robots in the game. But anyways, everybody, thank you so much. Kron, I will send that prize out in just a second. As soon as we end this stream, I'm going to get to sending that out for you. So thank you for being here, everybody. Thanks for watching my videos and coming to my live streams and everything else. Have a wonderful day, lightning out, and we will catch you next time. See you guys. You are awesome.